Howdy everybody. So, today we are going to begin our discussion about the Philadelphia Convention. So, we realized Articles of Confederation failure. We recognize that through Shays' Rebellion and all the problems we've seen from taxes and all of that. So now we're like, okay, we need to all come together and sort out this new kind of constitution. And that's where we are now. So, by 1786, it was clear that the Articles of Confederation presented an ineffectual government for the Union. Under the Articles, the Continental Congress had no courts, no power to levy taxes, no power to regulate trade, and no power to enforce its resolutions upon individuals or the 13 states. In the areas where Congress did have authority, the members had no way of enforcing their power. Further complicating matters, the Congress did not have the respect of the people it set out to serve. Individual states continued to make their own laws, particularly where taxation and commerce were concerned. Differing tariffs and trade laws made for disorganized union, and some states even continued making their own money. The Articles of Confederation had purposefully left the Congress weak, which resulted in a government that could not enforce a unified set of laws. So, when the Articles of Confederation was first created, it was created so there was intentionally a weak Congress, right? Because they did not want to have a style of government that mimicked Great Britain. But they made it so weak that this Congress was inefficient. You talk about how inefficient Congress is today. Well, Congress back then was totally inefficient. They did not have any power. With strong encouragement from 6 of the states, Congress called a convention to revise the Articles of Confederation into a more powerful document. So at first they just wanted to revise the Articles. Each state appointed delegates to attend a meeting in Philadelphia to develop a more effective and unified constitution. In total, 55 delegates from 12 states were present when the Philadelphia Convention began in May 1787. These delegates were professional men, with over half of them lawyers, and as such, they carried an aura of wealth and power. The men who attended this convention were considered youthful, with an average age of 42. Benjamin Franklin, at the age of 81, was respected as the convention's patriarch. Many delegates had served in the Continental Congress, so they brought with them some experience regarding governmental issues. Half of the delegates had served as officers in the Continental Army and had first-hand knowledge of the Continental Congress financial tribulations, as well as a mindset to avoid and overcome them in a new constitution. Each of the delegates came to Philadelphia with personal perspectives that influenced their actions during the convention. To some delegates, the economic aspect of the Constitution was the utmost priority. For example, wealthy landowners who served as delegates to the Philadelphia Convention wanted to share and protect property rights for themselves and other elite statesmen. Other delegates came with the idealistic notion of creating a perfect union, while still others focused on concerns relating to sovereignty and trade relationships among states and international. Notably absent from the Philadelphia Convention were Thomas Jefferson and Patrick Henry, who had led the states to independence just 11 years prior. Some of the heroes of the war had either left the states or were not chosen as delegates by a public who understood that the need for revolution had been replaced by the need for unification. And I could not say that better myself. We see this shift from a need of revolution to this idea of a need for unification. Because even though we called ourselves the United States of America, so we called ourselves the United States of America, and we wanted to uphold that doctrine, right? United States of America. But as we discussed in the last few videos, were we really united when it came to the Articles of Confederation? No, we were not this. We were more like the States of America, because each state could do what they want, and we weren't united. Most of the Philadelphia Convention participants were veterans of the Revolutionary War. George Washington, highly respected for his success in the war, was unanimously elected president of the convention by his peers, and James Madison, with an acute knowledge of governmental systems, came to be known as the father of the Constitution due to his promotion of two key concepts: officials elected by the people and a preference for a large Republican government. Madison's copious notes have served historians, Madison's notes served historians trying to figure out the gathering, figure out the nature of this gathering. The Philadelphia Convention got underway with a radical decision to throw out the Articles of Confederation and start fresh, developing a framework for strengthening the power of the United States federal government. So we started this discussion, right, with they want to revise it. But when they physically sat down and looked at the thing, they were like, no. We need to get rid of this document and start with something new. Next video, we are going to talk about states' plans in part 2 of this video. So, stick around.